Welcome to Some More Personality, the podcast where your marshmallow toasting style might just reveal the deepest secrets of your personality. Are you a slow and steady toaster, a marshmallow charred beyond recognition, or perhaps a meticulous golden browner?
Each puff has a story and possibly a psychological profile. Join us as we crackle through the fiery tales behind every roast and discover if how you handle your marshmallow is truly a window to your soul. Ready to get toasty? Lady bosses, are you working even after putting the kids to bed but still not getting results?
Are you tired of spending money on ads that aren't getting engagement?
Do you feel burdened that you aren't fulfilling your purpose in life because you are so consumed with work?
I'm your host, Brooke Bolts. I'm an attorney and founder of Bolts Legal. I started my business and in 1 year was bringing in 7 figures and am now bringing in multi-7 figures.
And I'm your co-host, Rachel Bolts, owner of Bolts Media. I've helped many businesses build their online presence and increase their revenue through digital marketing.
Want to hear how we did it?
We are here to help you achieve your goals personally, professionally, and spiritually.
So kick off your high heels, sit back, and let's ignite that passion.
We're Miss Biz, where we're putting the Miss in biz.
Let's get biz done. She's not just a chiropractor, but now a self-titled psychological expert. We have with us today none other than my baby sister, Karissa Lacey. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me on.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Awesome. So I am Karissa Lacey. I am the owner and chiropractor at Breath of Life Chiropractic. I went to school at Life University and graduated around 2022, worked for a little bit, and then opened up my own shop in November of last year. So it's been a very exciting journey since then, and I give a lot of credit to Miss Biz helping me through the process.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
For that shout out. And as she likes to tell people, I am her much older sister. She's 15 years younger than me. So what she's saying is that because I was so much further in my career by the time she was making career decisions, that I've been able to help her along the way and give her advice based on my own experiences. So it's been a really cool dynamic with our age gap.
Absolutely. Yesterday we actually did a little team building thing together. So we had Bolts Legal and Breath of Life Chiropractic, and all of the swag that was to give away was all your swag. And I had granola bars and business cards because we're just at different points in our careers, but they're both very exciting. So
yeah, so it was an event, a community event.
Yes.
Where she doesn't have a tent, so every time she goes to an event, she borrows my tent, which gives me, I get to advertise there as well, even though I'm not there, because my tent is there with my name on it. So welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Miss Biz. We are going to get into this s'mores business. What is the s'mores personality theory that you have come up with?
Awesome. Okay, so the story goes, I was roasting marshmallows with my 2 roommates, and I realized as I was sitting there that they did it extremely different, right? One was very meticulous in every step that she made. She roasted the marshmallow to a perfect golden brown. She even melted the chocolate on the
graham cracker.
Thank you, graham cracker. And I was like, wow, I've never even seen anyone put that much effort into a s'more. My other roommate had already eaten 3 by then, right? She put it in there, burnt it, boom, done. And I was like, wow. Like, as I was sitting there thinking about it, I was like, that is very accurate to their personalities, right? So that first roommate, she was very meticulous in everything that she did. She was very goal-oriented. She worked diligently. She paid attention to every detail. Her house was really clean, right? Where the other one, She, not so much, right? She wanted instant gratification. She wanted that thing now, and she wanted to get after it. And so that's where the s'more theory came from. So from then on, I was like, I wonder if this is accurate to most people. So anytime moving forward, I'm making a s'more, I'm always asking people. I say I have a little social experiment coming on, and it always leads to really great conversation. And that's the reason why I personally like it the most is a lot of times when you're meeting someone, you're not just like, I want to know the inner workings of your personality. But going through the s'more theory, it's a really easy way to get to a deeper conversation in a lighthearted way.
Do you ever have people who just say, I don't like s'mores?
Yes, my father. He was like, I don't even eat s'mores. So he was the first one.
So you have to find an alternative.
Yes. Well, that's the beautiful thing about things like this is that really you can find people's personality in any type of situation, right? Bumper stickers, or they do the theory of if you bring your cart back after you go grocery shopping, it shows something about how much you care about people, right? There's always a physical representation of things that are going on inside you. And the thing about the s'mores is that there's just a lot of steps, and so it can look different for every single person. And what's interesting is that not every time, but a lot of the times people are like, that's just the way that I did it, and I thought everyone else did it that way too. So most people think that the way they make a s'more is the same way that everyone else makes a s'more, which is interesting.
That's funny, and I love how you shared that you can use different things in life to tell about people's personalities, because many years ago when I was taking a psychology class, I wrote an essay about how whatever item someone had hung on their rearview mirror, that it told a lot about their personality. And if you think about it, you know, if somebody has a cross there, that means that their faith is important to them. Or if someone has like baby shoes, that means that their kids are someone very important to them. So it's true, even if you don't have s'mores, there are other things that you can use to help you along your journey.
And if you have nothing hanging on your rearview mirror, it's because you're too busy to worry about what to hang on your rearview mirror. So even that can be telling.
If you enjoy the Miss Biz podcast but still have questions or need advice, we have some exciting news for you. Join us for Miss Biz Connects. Miss Biz Connects is a weekly 1-hour Zoom call on Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
This is 1 hour each week dedicated to you. We want to meet you and put our brains together to help you grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
To access the meeting link, visit us on our social media pages at Miss Biz Podcast, or send us an email to missbizpod@gmail.com.
Join us this Friday and let's grow the Miss Biz Nation. So, I gotta know, what is your marshmallow roasting s'more style?
Gotcha. So I've overanalyzed it a lot, right? Once it started getting serious, once I told Brooke, she automatically took it to the next level. So I love, and another thing that I think is interesting is how the way that we make our marshmallow not only shows our personality, but also we really enjoy the taste of it that way. So I burn it. I stick it in and I want it burnt, and I like to play with the fire and get it all burnt up and roasted, and then as little effort as possible to make it delicious. And what I realized, at first I thought it was like, I need instant gratification, I'm moving on to the next one, I want to have as many s'mores as possible. But I realized over time that that wasn't actually it. I was talking to a friend about it, and he's like, that's not accurate to your personality. And what it really is I get bored easy, right? So I want to do the thing, and then I want to go on to the next thing. And if I'm taking 25 minutes, 30 minutes to make a s'more, I could have done 3 other things.
So that is very insightful, and
Yes.
it sounds like you got to know yourself
Yes.
a little better.
Absolutely.
Rachel, what is your s'more personality or s'more style?
So I don't like them burnt. I usually, what I try to do is I make sure that it's a little bit brown, because I don't like them to be cold, but I don't want to sit there and wait for forever for them to get super toasty. So usually just as soon as they start turning like brown, then then it's on, and I'm eating them.
Do you ever pay any attention to the graham cracker and the chocolate, like those details, or not at all?
I've never really thought about it, honestly. I have one goal, and that's to eat.
Feel you.
So for me, and this is kind of a funny story, Karissa and I were on a girls' trip recently, and we were making s'mores. And so this is how I learned she had this whole theory. And so I didn't say anything about how I made a s'more, but instead we asked my two best friends who were on the trip with us how they thought I would make a s'more. So, Karissa, do you remember what they said?
Yes, I would love to tell this story.
Okay.
I would love to tell this story. So one of Brooke's extremely close friends, I ask her first, and she goes into extreme detail about how she would make a s'more from start to finish. And let me tell you, it sounds delicious, right? Like, I want to eat that s'more. Like, she's definitely the best s'more maker there. And so then we ask her, and she goes, I would make the s'more, right? Like, that's exactly what would happen if Brooke had to make a s'more. She'd find the best person in the business to make the s'more for her, and then she would enjoy it.
I would pay them, though.
Yes, handedly.
And so that was my first best friend's comment. And so my second best friend was in a different room, not hearing this conversation. So we go to the second room, and Karissa asked the same question. How do you think Brooke would make a s'more? And do you remember what she said?
Yeah, she goes, she'd probably get someone else to do it.
Yes, she goes, I don't know, she'd probably get somebody else to do it. And we started cracking up laughing because that is 100% accurate for my life right now. In my life right now, I have so many moving parts between my business, my podcast, my home life, being a mother of 3 children, all the things that I do, that I've become a master at delegation. Everything that doesn't have to be done by me is not done by me. I find someone else. And that's another benefit of having grown in my business, is that I can afford to hire people to do the things that I don't have time to do, and they frankly do it better because it's their area of specialization. But for the haters out there who think I don't do anything and I just delegate to everybody, I can tell you that before I got to this place in life, I used to be the slow and steady type of s'more maker. I liked it, yes. But like Rachel, I would often get impatient before it got to that place. But I was trying to be slow and steady with it to get it to the perfect toasting. And usually as soon as it got close enough,
Yep, that's it.
then I was eating that baby. Like, it was over. So don't like the burnt one, though.
Love it.
Don't like the burns. But sometimes it would inadvertently catch on fire, and then I give it to, like, my daughter or something, because she is a no-waiter when it comes to the marshmallows. So I was someone who took my time and wanted things to be done well before I got to this place where I still want it to be done well, but I delegate a lot of anything that can be delegated.
And what I think is interesting about that is not only are you delegating it, but you're delegating it to the person who's going to do it the best, right? That is their strength. So I think that benefits both parties.
Yeah, I wouldn't delegate my s'more making
To me.
to you. Shoot, no. Or my daughter. She'd just throw it in the fire. And be like, there you go. Here's your charred marshmallow.
It would have like leaves all on the bottom. Like,
Yeah. You don't want to be whack. We will cut you some slack.
we got you.
You just want to make a big stack.
Ballin'.
Listen to our biz hack.
Get ready to revolutionize your Instagram stories game with 4 stickers that were recently released. First up, we've got the Add Yours music sticker. Share your favorite tunes and let your followers join in on the fun. Simply tap, select a track, and groove away. Next up, unleash some nostalgia with the frame sticker. Turn any photo into an instant print and watch as your followers shake their phones to reveal the hidden treasure inside. Third, if you're feeling mysterious, you're going to want to try the reveal sticker. Post a blurred image, drop a hint, and wait for your followers to slide into your DMs to uncover the secret. Last, but certainly not least, let's talk cutouts. Turn everyday moment into custom stickers with a few taps. Choose your subject, get creative, and watch your stories come to life.
Yes. So I thought this theory was so interesting because after this, we started asking more and more people about their s'more making style, and we found that it really was representative of people's personalities. And so I told her I was going to talk about it on the podcast, and she got offended that I was going to do it without her. And so she is making her debut today to tell us her very own theory. So I think it could apply to dishes. I delegate those babies as well. To
the way you clean your house or lack thereof, or your vehicle.
Yeah, and like my dad, so my dad would say there's a right way to do it. And you're either doing it the right way or the wrong way. But in reality, there is no right way and wrong way. You can, however you do it is your way, and it's representative of your personality. So, Rachel, how do we use this s'more theory in our businesses?
Well, I think there's a lot of different ways that you can use it. You can use it like for interviews to figure out like what kind of questions to ask people. You know, ask them about how they toast their s'mores in an interview, and then see what their response is, and that will tell you a lot about their personality.
I 100% am going to start asking this question in interviews, because now when I ask people questions in interviews, they kind of know what the rationale or the motive is behind the question, so they can give an answer to tell you what you want to hear, right? If you say, what's your greatest attribute, or just a lot of the traditional interview questions, they know what you're getting at, they know what you want to hear, and so they tailor their question to tell you what you want to hear. But when someone says, how do you roast a marshmallow, they're probably not going to expect that question, and they're not going to really know what you're getting at when you're asking the question. So I think it's a good way to figure out their personality style that is true to them, not sugar-coated for purposes of the interview.
Right. You could also use it to determine whether or not to take on a client, because depending on their style, they might not be a good fit for you.
I think my clients might fire me if I ask them that question. Just kidding. But they would be like, why are you asking me this question?
Could you imagine if it was like on your list of qualifying questions?
In my questionnaire, my client questionnaire, I said, be very descriptive. How do you...
I think that's another interesting point, too, is people's ability to reflect on those things. A lot of times we don't really take time to reflect on why we do things a certain way or how we do them. And if we do, we can learn a lot about our personalities, really, in anything. And so I think that's an interesting aspect of it too, is like, I don't even know how it, and it makes no difference, right? So just the fact that they could dive into it, even if you're like, oh, that answer is terrible, like that reflection process is important too.
And it can help you decide what roles to put people in. If you've got someone who gets bored easily and throws it into the fire, you're not going to want to put them in the bean counter role where they've got to do meticulous data entry or something like that. You want to do something that's going to be quicker to the point type of a job or role for them. So it can help you to put people in the right positions within the business.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can also use it as an icebreaker question in an open networking meeting. I think that that's really cool, and I'm going to use that for my BNI chapter meeting this Wednesday.
Yeah, same. I have networking groups that I'm a part of, and you always go around the room and introduce yourself, and we like to sometimes use an icebreaker question. So this would be a great one to get people to have an insider's perspective now that you understand the theories behind the s'mores.
Yeah, and you can also use this question as a get to know you question at a lunch meeting. You know, sometimes when you're first meeting people, it's really hard to break the ice, but a fun question like this will put everybody at ease.
Or even if you get to that place in the lunch where you've talked about the traditional stuff, like what do you do for a living? Are you married? Do you have kids? You've kind of talked through those things, and now you're at the awkward silence moment. You can bust out, how do you make a s'more, as a save the silence type of question, and lighten the atmosphere and kind of help restart the conversation. Well, there you have it. Think about your s'more making style. We'd love to hear from you in the comments on how you make a s'more and if it is a true representation of your personality. And thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
Amos 5:24. Let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream. We appreciate you and are honored to be on this journey with you. We can't wait to help you, to encourage you, and show you how to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
If you found Miss Biz helpful, please leave a review and share with others.
You can follow us on social media at Miss Biz Podcast.
For legal questions or services, please visit boltslegal.com.
And for digital marketing needs, please visit boltsmedia.com. Let's get biz done.